Hi, it's Denise Monge with Pet Prana, and I just wanted to take a moment to pause and reflect with you. To pause and reflect on how our life affects our pets and how our pets affect our lives more broadly. So today is actually July 16th, which in numerology is a 7-7. So that means it's amplified energy. It's a portal, is what we call it. It's also a full moon, and it happens to be an eclipse somewhere in the world. And that energy, which is really powerful, tends to translate not only to other humans, but our animal companions. So I'll explain a little more. I had a big fight with the California franchise board. And if anyone is a small business in California, you can probably relate. And so I woke up, kind of grumpy, bummed out that I was going to owe a lot of money in back taxes for a company that, wasn't even based in California, but since I moved here, I owe taxes that I didn't know about. I was on the phone going back and forth. So I was really, really grumpy and bummed out and kind of pissed off, to be honest, that I was going to owe all this money for a company that never really operated in California. So, I started thinking about everything I could have done with that money and, how I could have reinvested into my brand. So I was really grumpy with kind of a black cloud over my head. So anytime I feel that way, I just need to get outside. And, that really helps put things into perspective when you can see sky and nature and maybe walking along on your path, you run into a dog or people. And it was such a reminder that we attract what we put out. Because when I was, walking out and about and I was really grumpy, I started noticing that everyone around me was fighting. There was conflict, there were people in the street fighting. And that's when I realized, oh my gosh, okay, it's a full moon, it's a 7-7 portal, and we're in eclipse season. It's also Mercury retrograde. If anyone is familiar with cosmic activity, usually there tends to be miscommunication and a little bit of tension and conflict. So I intentionally stopped and decided that I needed to change my vibe. And so I started smiling a little bit. I looked at a dog who was walking by and he was so cute, and I just started smiling. And I allowed that energy to really kind of come in and permeate me. And as I started smiling, people on a bike rode by and they smiled back, which made me smile more. And so, in a few minutes on the walk, things really shifted and changed. I was looking at how beautiful the scenery was that I was seeing. I was noticing plants and planters with beautiful cactus arrangements. So, in that, I completely was able to change my vibe, which I'm so grateful for. And so for me, this was a huge reminder for us and our animal companions, right? Because sometimes when we're working with our animal companions, they pick up on our vibe as well. And not only do they pick up on our vibe, they pick up on what's going on in their environment. So if there's conflict, if there's a full moon, there's a lot of animal companions who are very sensitive to full moons, new moons, portals like 7-7 portals or Lionsgate portal, which will be August 8th. Um, but they really feed off our energy. So if we are working with our animal companion and we're getting frustrated by something they're doing or something they're not doing, it's really an opportunity for us to take a deep breath and find opportunities to focus on the positive momentum, what is working. And then also, we have the choice whether or not we want to translate their behavior to broader aspects of our lives more generally. Because what I found in working with dogs from a traditional training standpoint, but also energetically, is that oftentimes they are mirroring back bigger patterns and energies and behaviors that we need to address more broadly in our lives, in our careers, in our family life, maybe in other intimate relationships. So if your animal companion is acting quote unquote naughty, it's an opportunity for us to revisit our energy, make sure that we're kind of, in a good place. Look at the environment around us. Is it stressful? If so, let's get ourselves out of here. And then also understanding, what's going on cosmically to see if we need to cut them a break or cut ourselves a break. And last but not least, try to understand what their behavior is drawing attention to more broadly in our lives. So I hope that you're having a beautiful day and that this whole eclipse season and full moon and 7-7 portal and Mercury retrograde is going down with a lot of ease and grace for you and your animal companion. But I wanted to share my experience and just take that moment to pause and reflect with you guys. So until next time, Happy training.